Hey guys, my name is Timmy Riggs, and I am the host of the Beyond podcast that is put on by BFC, a local church here in Oklahoma City. We are passionate about becoming more like Jesus and helping others come to know him. I start thinking about that, and I'm like, hey, what are some of the ways that we can become more like Jesus? Because the great part about it is that when we do become more like him, one of the things that just kind of flow out of us is that we want other people to come to know him. And so the ways that we become more like Jesus is ultimately we just raise our awareness of him. We give our attention to what he is doing. There's a lot of different celebrities and athletes that I like, one being The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Right? And I always love when they, him and his team, maybe put out a couple videos or some Instagram reels or whatever that just kind of show, hey, a day in the life. Like, I think it's really cool to see when he wakes up, how many times he works out, what movie scene he's on, what charity event he's at, how he's eating amidst all of that, and how he's kind of balancing his family life. I just think it's interesting. And there's definitely times where I say, hey, I want to do some of that. I want to do that workout, or I want to eat like that, right? Because why? I'm saying, hey, I see there's something in his life that is kind of worth mimicking. Well, with Jesus, there is so much of that, right? Not only his life, but even what he's done for us. And so when we look at the Gospels that have specific kind of day in the life of Jesus, we're able to say, oh, that's how Jesus interacts with people. That's how he works with people. That's how he walks with them. That's how he does leisure. I want to do that, right? And so we take a deep dive, a deeper look into how Jesus lives his daily life, and can say, yeah, I want to mimic that. I want to follow that. And so this podcast is going to be about making sure we're kind of making those next steps. It's taking our last week's sermon, whatever the sermon is of that week, and kind of saying, hey, what are some of the deeper parts of it? How can we see Jesus clearly here? And how can we begin to mimic it and really begin to apply it to our lives? We will have our senior pastor on here probably pretty frequently. We'll have other pastors from our church on here, and we will definitely have some guests along the way, and I'll kind of always be your host. And I just think this is going to be a great midweek addition to our faith journey, to making sure that we do just that, become more like Jesus and help others come to know him. My heart is that this is something that you can be sharing with your friends, all types of friends, believers, non-believers, fringe, right? Anyone that is kind of wondering, hey, who is this Jesus guy and what does he have to do with my life? Well, we believe that Jesus came preaching a message saying, hey, I want to offer you abundant life. I want to offer you a full life, one that is beyond anything that you can imagine. And so our podcast, the Beyond Podcast, is going to be just that, stepping into the life that God has offered for us. Again, we would love, as we begin to push and promote this podcast, that you review it, star it, right? Or whatever, all those things that you do when it comes to podcasts and social media and all that stuff. Leave a review and ultimately share it with your friends, because we want as many people as possible to come to know Jesus and to live in this abundant life, one beyond anything we can imagine. Thanks so much for listening, and we're excited to take this journey with you.